The most important meal of the day, second breakfast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Second Breakfast podcast. I'm Andy Roth alongside Phil Duvall. Say hi, Phil.
Hi, everybody. I am really excited to talk to you all and to talk to your proxy, Andy Roth, today about the movies of the things and stuff.
I am the embodiment of the people.
You are. You are. Listen, you're my representative to them. You are my conduit to normalcy.
The hoi polloi, whatever you want.
If you will.
I think I just did. I think I will. I think I have.
Handle and should and have and did.
And
too many words.
Were.
Stuff. Are we still
going?
Is this still happening?
Are we filming right now? Am I?
I know it's so. This is bad. We need to start again.
Oh.
No, we won't start again. We won't start again.
No, we'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
I love when you say that because we are not going to fix it in post.
That is not something that's going to happen. So, folks, today it is already June, but we are going to give you a preview of June.
Well, the movies that came out last weekend technically came out in May.
That's true. Oh, that's true.
So we are officially starting the June movie season right now. And this coming weekend, we've got a couple of big hitters coming up, and we need to be ready. You people need to be aware of what's going on.
Heaven forfend you did not have our monthly preview.
I feel that way.
I mean, I do too.
Here's the thing: if they don't feel that way now, we're moving in that direction.
That's right. You will soon. By the end of
this
podcast,
we're getting these people to a place where they see us as indispensable. That's the whole goal.
And that's when we ask them for kidneys.
I was going to say cash, but organs are good too.
It's only slightly illegal.
Math is done. You already did it's done for me. It's done for me. So I'm sure I can work some church non-prof angle into this whole thing. Make it totally legit.
Oh, yeah, sure. No, absolutely. So here's the deal, folks. Every month we give you a preview of the movies coming out in said month, and we divide them into three categories. Now, here's the deal. We're not going to tell you every movie that's coming out in the month.
No,
that is
not
ridiculous.
No. You could do that go online, look it up.
Right. Let me Google that for you as the website has it.
Like that.
Thanks. But there are movies that we are interested in, and as Phil and I have gotten older, perhaps wiser, definitely busier, these are not all movies that we are absolutely going to see in the theater. They're movies that I'd be interested. I wouldn't say no, you know.
I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. It's like this.
What's it like?
Well, look, it's like we're pretending we are who we used to be.
That's
like when you were a teenager, if you wanted to see a movie, you saw the movie. You saw every movie, and then you saw movies that you didn't even care if you saw.
We are pretending. We're pretending. The battle cry of men approaching middle age everywhere. That is fantastic.
Pretending that we're adolescent again.
Oh God, yes. Yes.
I was seriously sitting around thinking like whimsically about I was reminiscing about like my teenage years in a way that made them seem less than terrible. And then I was just like I was like, oh man, I remember when it used to be like this. And then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Phil, you hated that time of your life. Stop. So anyways, that's bad when you start to do that. But the idea was we could go see any movie we wanted. We could go see any movie anytime, and that was true. High school and college summers for me, I saw so many freaking movies. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. And now we have real lives, and that's not the case. So we're going to talk about every movie that interests us. Since we're not paid to see movies primarily or at all, then we're not going to see.
Who are you talking to?
Or secondarily or tertiarily. But we are going to talk about them as if. And we're going to think about those in terms of like what we wish we could do and all that stuff. So we list all the movies that interest us in a month.
Yep.
And we break it down to three categories.
It's true. 3 of them. 3. Today's.
The categories are, shall I?
Go for it.
The categories are Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't Hardly Wait. Hat tip, Anthony Bales. Thank you. A dear friend of mine and someone who tolerates Phil. He's never actually met Phil. But he likes the podcast. Anthony, thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Continue. What is Can't Hardly Wait? What
Can't
does that
Hardly
mean?
Wait is movies that we just can't wait for. We're so excited. It is exactly what it sounds like. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this movie to come out. This is the movie that for us it's like this is why we like even if it's not going to be great, this is the movie these are the movies that fill us with the most excitement and hope and joy to even think about existing.
It's
You
true.
see a preview, it's when you see a preview for your movie and you go, I'm going to see the living crap out of that movie. That is a Can't Hardly Wait movie.
Yes.
Okay?
In addition, it's not a bad entry into the '90s teen movie genre.
Agreed. I accept this new title for this category. It's not a movie that was a big part of my life.
Fair.
But
That's fair.
but I'm willing to take one for the team because I recognize that it's an important movie for our generation and I'm nothing if not a giver.
You are nothing if not a giver. That's true.
It's true.
It's true.
So the second category is a category called Fool Me Once. This is a category, it used to be called Tricked Into Seeing, which
True.
both titles work for me. It's the idea that there are movies out there that you really want to be excited about or are interested in, but there's something kind of gnawing at you.
Yeah,
in
there's a little
terms of,
voice in the back of your head going,
is this a good idea?
Yeah.
Example. I saw a preview yesterday for a movie starring Colin Firth as a super secret agent.
yes.
I forget the title of this movie.
Kingsman something.
Kingsman, Secret Service
Yes,
or something.
something like that.
Okay,
Yes.
here's the deal. Fool me once.
Oh, yeah.
This fits so many categories for things I'm excited about,
Yep.
but but there's a part of me that's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
You are trying really hard, folks. You are trying really, really hard.
I need to interject here. These are categories that are based on what we feel about them. They are in no way based on the objective, if such a thing exists, quality of the movie, and they're not even necessarily related to how good we think the movie will be.
I think they're kind of related to how good we think they will be. I mean, I think
there's a correlation. It's true.
The whole thing
but
is
it's
about
not-
relationship, right?
Yes. Yep.
For us, it's about expectation. It's about
That's fair.
expectation.
That's fair. But I mean,
What are our
I
expectations,
mean,
right?
I suppose not so much anymore now that I'm older, wiser, and busier. But I used to be excited for movies that I didn't think would necessarily be very good. That has lessened. But
Yeah,
but you know what
that's
I mean.
that's mostly dead for me, but only mostly dead.
with
It's not all dead. It's
with
just
all
mostly
dead, you can't go through its pockets and look for loose change.
That's pretty much all you got.
Yeah.
Okay. And the final category, what the H?
These are
My favorite
movies.
category.
These are movies that they just make us say for whatever reason, one reason or another, could be any reason.
What the H?
What the H?
I mean, it's one of those things, and it could be a bad or a good, but it's just more like you hear a description for a movie. Have you ever heard a description for a movie or heard who was in a movie or any of that stuff? And it's just the first thing you thought was,
I'll say
what
this.
the H?
I'll say this. I have something in the what the H category for this month.
I do too.
And I'll tell you, it's a movie I'm flat out excited for. If we only had two categories, I would, without reservation, be putting it in the Can't Hardly Wait category. No question.
Well,
Zero
so there
question
you go.
in my head. And
So,
yet,
I mean, I think
the only place it could go is the what the H category. That's it.
that tells these people what they need to hear, if you ask me.
Yes. Shall we
listening.
put the spaghetti in the machine here and
Let's do it. Let's put the lotion in the basket. Let's do it.
Okay. I'll start us off with my Can't Hardly Wait.
Please do.
I've got three.
Awesome.
Two of them are sequels, which is at least a little weird for me.
Yeah.
I will start with the one that is not. It is a movie that we almost didn't get, or almost didn't get in its current form, and yet we are getting it. It is. I'm just so excited. It's a movie called Snowpiercer. This is a movie. The story is this. Picture this.
Picture this.
Thank you, Phil. The story is this: the world has ended in ice, as it might be just as nice or twice as nice or whatever, however that poem goes. You know what poem I'm talking about? Like, there's some that say the world went in fire, but I think that ice would be whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm butchering it.
George,
Sorry.
George R.R. Martin, right?
Sorry, Maya Angelou. I apologize. Seriously, R.I.P. I loved her. Anyway, it's this Korean film where the world has ended and the only people left alive are people who were able to get on this train before the world froze, and it just basically makes this big circle, and it is. I'm not sure that, as good as this movie looks, I'm not sure that, shall we say, the metaphors and the subtext are all that sub or buried. The people at the back of the train are the unwashed casts, and the untouchables, and the people at the front are the 1%, to use the nomenclature of the day.
I'm so ready for that nomenclature to be discarded. But go ahead.
The rich. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
You know who everybody hates? The rich.
It's true. I'm rich and I hate myself.
There you
go. So the reason I'm excited for it, first off, I mean, I'm just a sucker for a plot like that. Sounds great. But
you're also a big sucker for Chris Evans.
I'm a big sucker for Chris Evans. I'm a big sucker for Tilda Swinton.
Is Tilda Swinton in this?
Because why wouldn't she be?
What was I thinking?
What were you thinking? And also, it's a Korean film directed by a Korean guy who directed one of my favorite sort of minor science fiction movies of the last few years, called The Host, which is not that movie based on the Stephenie Meyer book. It's a monster movie that.
It's a different movie altogether.
Completely different. It is, but it is one of the more successful comedy horror movies at both being a comedy and a horror movie. It's scary, it's exciting, it's kind of adorable, it's hilarious. I loved it. Have you seen it?
No.
One of the main characters in it is also in Snowpiercer, kind of like, I don't know, Scorsese and DiCaprio, I guess. But he also did a movie that I haven't seen yet called Mother, where this mother tries to help her son beat a murder rap or something, and it won everything at every festival it went to, both acting and direct. It was just crazy well received, and I never got a chance to see it. But this guy is Bong Joon-ho, I think is his name, and he is just awesome. So that's my first one.
That's fantastic. By the way, I was watching a movie. I didn't watch the whole movie. I was watching a bit of a movie last night that came out on the scene about 4 or 5 years ago. Another indie horror comedy movie.
Yes.
Called Teeth. Have you heard of this movie?
I have.
I watched one scene with my wife, and we were like, "I think we're done here." I think we're done here. I'm not. Yeah, I'll just I think we were done. We saw what we needed to see.
Was there, shall we say, action in this scene?
There was action.
I got.
We didn't. Yeah. Teeth, people, look it up. Look it up. My wife goes. She goes, "What's this movie about?" And I told her, and she goes, "That's a real movie they made." And I was like, "That's a real movie they made." I'm interested in it, but not enough to watch it. I'm interested in its existence.
Folks, if you had told me, okay, here's the scene. Phil and his wife about to watch a scene from the movie Teeth, I could have scripted exactly that conversation to do it. And when you read the description,
should I tell the people?
I mean, if you, we're a family friendly podcast, but
I'll be very careful. There is a young lady.
Yes.
Who's there is no way to say
it. There's no way.
Who's down there. Apparently has teeth. And if she is being imposed upon sexually, those teeth
make an appearance.
I didn't see the teeth.
What's fascinating
but I saw the aftermath. I saw the scene where she doesn't know that it's true.
Right.
And it this guy forces himself upon her and the teeth act.
Yes.
And I saw the aftermath of that, and I was like, I think we're done here. But
yes.
I'm interested in the myth. I'm interested in the symbolic, empowerment of the woman thing.
It's fascinating, right? Because it isn't just no one can have sex with her. It's she is in complete control of the, to use the term, dentata.
Well, nice. Well,
Thank
the
you.
thing in the reveal is that she isn't. She didn't know. Like, it's not something she knew about, at least in the scene I saw.
Okay.
She was,
Oh,
as
right,
far
right,
as
right.
I knew,
Yep.
it was like something that her body did.
Right.
And then she was like, oh, I think. But again, I didn't see the beginning of the movie. I turned it on like right in time for the first scene of that. And I was like, holy moly. So
Well
that's the
timed.
thing that happened to me last night. Let's get back to the movies for June of 2014. My apologies.
so
Tell me about the other movies on your list that you can't hardly wait for.
So the two sequels, How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
I didn't see the first one in theaters. Saw it at home and just fell for it hook, line, and sinker. It is adorable, and it's that and Wreck-It Ralph. I think are the two best non-Pixar movies, two animated movies, and I guess now Frozen. Since like Pixar started making movies, I would put those three at the top of the non-Pixar list. And then because here are a couple more people that I'm suckers for. 22 Jump Street, baby.
Okay, I gotta jump in here.
Yeah.
Both of these movies, all three of the movies on your can't hardly wait list are on my Fool Me Once list.
Interesting. Okay.
All three.
Okay.
I am tentative about all of them.
Okay.
The only reason is none of them make me go like, yes!
Sure.
The closest is 22 Jump Street.
Sure.
But I liked them. I saw the first one at home. I didn't go to the movies for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so nervous that it's a sequel. I hope it works out.
Here's what
I
bumps it up
really
for
hope
me.
it works out.
Here's what bumps it up for me. The fact that they are playing up that is a sequel. Where Nick Offerman is in the trailer, where Nick Offerman it calls him into the office like, you were doing something different. No one wants to see you do anything different. Do the same thing you did last time.
Right.
Don't change anything. That's hilarious.
I'd like to. Well, yeah. You said Nick Offerman, and I was like, all right, I'll see that again. So
There we
this
go.
is the closest movie to Can't Hardly Wait for me for sure.
Okay.
Saw How to Train Your Dragon in the theater. The
Ooh,
theater.
The theater.
The theater. I liked it a lot. But I was surprised by how much people fell in love with it. But I liked it a lot. And I'm not sure why I'm not as excited as I should be for this. I almost feel like they were like, well, of course we're going to make a sequel. And they did. I hope it's good. I hope it's as good as... So
That's fair.
I'm not excited the way I want to be just because I'm not like, oh my God, they make a sequel.
Sure.
But I'm more like, all right, that was a good movie. I hope the sequel's good. So I'm not rooting against this movie. Remember, fool me twice, fool me once. That list is all movies that I plan on seeing or would like to see.
Yes, I have to say this. How to Train Your Dragon, the series, is one of the ones like Kung Fu Panda, where like they were like, the first one did really well. Now we're releasing plans to make like 6 more. Right?
Right. And they made one more and they were like, whoops, never mind.
Right. And I didn't hate Kung Fu Panda 2, but just
I never saw it. Yeah.
But here's the deal. Ask me again in a couple years when How to Train Your Dragon 3 comes out. It may have been bumped down to a Fool Me Once. But,
Sure.
But in the
the first one is
diminishing returns, the first sequel should be the second best, and that
right.
and
that
I'm
should
still,
be good enough, is what you're saying.
Indeed.
The first one is lovely.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
You ready to hear my can't hardly wait category?
Wait.
Can't hardly wait.
I can't hardly wait. Go for it.
Okay. You just heard my can't hardly wait category.
Nice. Okay.
Empty. Look.
Okay.
Blank. I got nothing. I'm not excited about anything in June. I am interested in several movies. I am intrigued by possibilities. I am what the H'd about one movie. But June is kind of a weird... I guess July's going to rock. I don't know. I hope.
Is that true?
Shh. Don't speak.
No, don't speak.
No, don't speak. Don't speak. I hope it is. Dear Lord, I hope it is. All right, that's my whole category. So let's think about so let's move on to our let's move on to the movies that fool me once about.
Well,
I've already listed 2 of mine. 3 of mine. You've listed 3 of mine. I have 1, 2, 3 others in that list.
So wait, so Snowpiercer is also
Fool Me Once.
Okay, alrighty.
I haven't seen the movies the guy made before. I am interested solely based on the reputation of the filmmaker, the plot of the film, or the perspective plot of the film. Like the setup is intriguing, and Chris Evans has now crossed into a zone for me where I am officially interested in the things that he does.
Can I ask you this?
Please.
Have you seen Cellular?
You've asked me this before. This is the movie with Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
And a cell phone, and she's trapped, and the phone's got like 1% battery left, and she's trying to make calls.
Yes.
Is he in that as well?
He is the hero.
Oh Lord.
I'm
gonna end up seeing it.
No. Here's the deal. When you and your lovely bride are in the mood for something totally fun, totally silly, and totally doesn't take itself too seriously, I beg you to watch that movie.
Okay.
Is it good? Nah. Is it a great? Is it a solid B, maybe C movie? Oh, heck yes.
What I hear you saying is it good? No. Is it great? Absolutely.
Yep. Phil, you are picking up what I'm laying down, my friend.
I'm wearing the right headphones today because I hear you perfectly.
All I'm gonna say is this. Chris Evans, Kim Basinger, William H. Macy. The guy who I never remember his name, Noah Emmerich, Truman's best friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love him.
The Statham.
Shut the front door. Statham's in this movie?
Everyone is in this movie, and everyone, like, I feel like somebody had naked pictures of half of Hollywood, and that's why they're in this movie. It is.
Is Noah Emmerich the bad guy who starts out, we think he's a good guy, and he becomes a bad guy?
Why would I answer that question for you, Phil?
Okay. I think the answer is Noah Emmerich. That's why. Because that's Noah Emmerich. We need someone who seems kind of trustworthy but totally isn't, and then we notice that halfway through the movie. Do we have any Noah Emmerich? I mean, people. Yes, we have Noah Emmerich. All right.
Also, Jessica Biel. Also, a former co-star.
Jesse's in this movie?
Jessica Biel.
My girl, Jessie!
Nice. And
I've seen her in Almost Nothing. Isn't that weird?
She just fell off the face of the earth.
No. I almost made a joke about Justin Timberlake, but I didn't make the joke. I didn't make the joke.
He brought sexy back. You can't make a joke about Justin.
I'm a little confused by our whole generation is like refuses to like make fun of or take the piss out of Justin Timberlake at all, and I think we need to back up and just recognize that he needs to be teased a lot. I think he kind of deserves it. He might be very talented. Not only do
I think you're right, I think he would agree with you.
That's part of the problem. He's so confident.
You can't get him both ways, man.
I can get him any way I want.
Not with Jessica Biel standing in your way, who has a very small part,
karate.
but a very small part, but an integral part in the movie. So
I have no idea how we started talking about this movie. This is
Chris
the
Evans.
biggest. Chris Evans is in Snowpiercer. Fool me once. Okay, here's my Fool Me Once list that you haven't listed. All right,
go for it.
Teenage Cancer Movie 2014. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not what it's called. That's not what it's called. It's called The Fault in Our Stars. I am going to see this movie with my youth group. So
okay,
because it'll give us an opportunity to talk about death and cancer and theodicy and all sorts of difficult questions, but it's starring teenagers, and it looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous.
I hear it's based on a book that, like, if you pass it in Barnes and Noble, it will make you cry. But
yes, someone was reading the book and I started crying when I walked by them. They weren't reading out loud. I just saw them reading it and I started crying. Apparently, the guy who wrote it is an Episcopalian, so that makes me excited for reasons I can't explain. And
I'm not quite sure why you'd have to. You're an Episcopal priest.
I know, but it's just like, come on, should we really care? Like Catholic, I mean, everybody's Catholic, so like, you need to get that excited.
Really?
But I feel like, well, not for you. When you meet another Jew, aren't you excited? Especially in North Carolina.
I mean, I guess.
No. Did you ever see that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm when people first started getting Priuses or Prii, and Larry David sees another guy with a Prius and he waves? He's like, "Did you just wave at that guy because he has a Prius?"
Yes.
Yeah, we should all be friends. There's not
Nice.
too many of us.
Nice.
Hey, and he goes, "Hey, Prius." I feel like you should be like, "Hey, Jew." Hey. No?
I don't know. I don't know how to respond to this. I'm okay. I'm okay with my relationship with my fellow Jews. We're good. I'm not upset.
I got a good story for you. I got a good story for you about the Jews.
Can it?
I used to. Okay.
No.
Picture this.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
you don't want to hear the story? No, it's fine. Next. So, Fault in Our Stars. It's got Shailene Woodley. We love her.
We do. We do.
And
I'll be honest with you. This didn't make. If it was going to go anywhere on my list, it would have been here. But it didn't make my list.
The only reason it's on my list is that I already know I'm seeing it.
Fair.
Like, because I'm seeing it programmatically with a group of people.
There you go.
Otherwise, it would not have been on my list either. It might have made the What the H.
Sure.
Just because teenage cancer love story, what the H? Is that really what we're trying to do?
You're speaking my language.
Okay. The next movie on my Trick to the Seeing / Fool Me Once list is Jersey Boys.
Okay.
Because it actually, you know what? This is so close to a What the H movie for me.
Okay.
Clint Eastwood directs the rated R adaptation of the Broadway hit about Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. What the H?
This is my What the H movie.
Yeah, I've just moved it over to that category. Just in describing it. What the H?
We'll discuss more later. Continue.
Okay.
Yes.
So my final movie in the Fool Me Once category is a movie called Venus in Fur.
Heard of it, but only heard the title. Say more.
Here's Roman Polanski is directing an adaptation of a Tony Award-winning play that was written by David Ives.
Ooh.
One of my 3 favorite playwrights is David Ives.
Sure.
So, David Ives is in my little trinity. So, yeah. Except I've never seen this play, so I'm only used to his short plays. I don't know any of his full-length experiences. So, I'm intrigued beyond all belief. Polanski, Ives, I gotta know what that's about.
Sure.
That's all I got. I gotta know. I want to know. So that's my list.
That's it? Okay.
That's it.
All right.
For my Fool Me Once. What do you got?
I've got a movie called The Signal, which seems like a science fiction movie that is not the science fiction movie called The Signal that came out a few years ago that I really liked. It's got Lawrence Fishburne and a guy that I don't know making things float with his mind or something. I don't know. Seems interesting. But it could be terrible. But it's science fiction and it's alien abduction. I'll probably see it because I'm a sap. They Came Together, which is a David Wayne. If you know anything about David Wayne, he's like this super indie guy who's now like mainstream in how indie he is.
State.
Right.
David Wayne.
Yes.
One of the state.
And it's a romantic comedy send-up of romantic comedies.
Wait, that's coming out in June?
Yes.
I didn't see that on my list. When's it coming out?
I don't know to tell you.
Well, that would be in my other category. That's a can't hardly wait for me. Can't hardly wait.
Have you?
Paul Rudd and Amy Poehler?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm seeing it.
Okay.
You could tell me. You could say the trailer's not good. I don't care.
Fair. Congratulations. Welcome to.
Actually, I've seen the trailer. I liked it.
I liked it.
Can't hardly wait.
I liked it. You know what I would like if it were a 10-minute movie? If at 90 minutes or 80 minutes or however long it is, I worry.
The people who created The State, Stella, and Wet Hot American Summer have me at hello.
And I applaud
and
that.
the Baxter, Andy.
Dude,
I'm just saying.
I want to see it. I am on the going to see it side of Fool Me Once. I'm just saying this is my reservation.
Okay. Well, such is life.
You're just terrible.
I know. Hey, viewers, Andy moved this past weekend, and he's a little tired. So he's taking it out.
Crap.
I knew that was going to come.
Boom! Nailed
it. All right. What's your next movie?
Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my list and it's not on it
Here's the
anywhere
deal. Here's
at
the deal.
all.
I read something a few days ago. I can't remember what it was. It might have been Pajiba.com. That was like like Tom Cruise kind of crashed out like no one before or since except for Mel Gibson. But while Mel Gibson like imploded because of actual things involving addiction and hateful views,
Sure. Right.
Tom Cruise, and this is an oversimplification, but the precipitous fall was precipitated by him jumping on Oprah's couch, which has more of a backstory than I knew. And it's like
Sure.
she was like, stand on my couch, and he was like, oh, okay. So we got up there, and I didn't know that. And this is not to defend Tom Cruise really as strongly as it sounds like I am, but this is a guy who, for all of his weirdness in his personal life, and for all of like Mel Gibson was this star that did like thought-provoking work, Mel Gibson did most of his thought-provoking work as a director, and just between you and me, since we have seen all of Mel Gibson's movies,
It's true, we have.
like a lot of it, like Braveheart, it was thought of as thought-provoking. No, come on, come on, right? Tom Cruise actually did interesting work. Even his like, I'm selling out, this is an action movie, was stuff like War of the Worlds with Steven Spielberg.
Wait a minute. Let's take a step back.
Okay.
Tom Cruise never sold out because Tom Cruise was never someone who could sell out because all he's ever been was a movie star. He was the guy who, when he decided to be an actor, that was the difference. This was not an actor who sold out. This was a movie star who, from time to time, would take acting jobs. And that is very different. He became famous for popcorn movies. He became famous, and Top Gun and Risky Business.
That's true. Well, that's true. But you bring up Risky Business, and the original ending of that was not what we saw. The original ending to that was, okay. That's not his call.
Sure. But I'm not faulting him. I'm saying Tom Cruise cares about Tom Cruise's image, and the reality is that Tom Cruise is super weird. And the couch thing, he is. I'm sorry, he is. No,
my face is not to dispute the fact that he's weird. But I don't care.
But what? Until you do, and that's my point. Is Andy? We all have saturation points.
Yeah.
Individually and culturally, as a community, we have a saturation point. And I think Tom Cruise's saturation point, to some degree, was hit as a culture. And we can bemoan that and bewail it, but it's true. And on top of that, it's difficult because his movies, The Edge of Tomorrow doesn't look interesting to me.
It looks super interesting to me. And
it looks something to me where it's like, Tom Cruise wants you to be interested in this. That's what it looks like to me.
That's fine, but that's marketing.
Sure.
Like Tom Cruise didn't put together the trailer for that movie. Tom Cruise didn't put together Tom Cruise didn't put together the trailer for Oblivion. And you know what? He was the best part of that movie. That's not really saying anything, but
I liked that movie enough.
I liked that movie enough too. You know why I did? Because I thought he was good in it. I think
he's a fairly good actor.
He was the only reason that Jack Reacher was watchable.
That was a fun, well-paced movie.
I agree, but put somebody else in that role.
Well, then that becomes a different movie. It doesn't necessarily mean it's any.
I am not here to semantically fence with you. I am simply saying this. I read something interesting the other day that posed the question, that just wondered, if, to use your words, he stopped making movies for years there when people either figured he was weird or realized he was weird. Again, I don't want to semantically dance, but it posed the question, if he A, wasn't weird, or B, if we hadn't thought he was weird, what kinds of things did we miss out on by him not taking movies in the prime years of his acting career? He was around the same age that Paul Newman did Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. These are prime movie making years, and Tom Cruise wasn't making movies for 3 or 4 years. I don't care. This is a long way of me saying I am excited for Edge of Tomorrow. And the reason is Tom Cruise, and to a lesser extent, Emily Blunt.
I think Tom Cruise is freaky. I think that he is talented. I think he's talented, but I'm mostly at my saturation point. I think I've never thought of him as a great actor. I think he's a good actor, and I like some of his choices, but I think he's very, very, very concerned with his image. Well, I mean, we know that that's the case.
Sure.
And I don't believe in prime acting years for men or women, really. I think that we might see that, but I mean, he's no Paul Newman.
Phil,
like
agreed.
talking about him like leaving during the prime years when Paul Newman made Butch Cassidy. Hold on, let me just finish my sentence.
Yeah.
Is not the same as like Ted Williams spent the prime of his life in Korea.
Right.
Because that actually, like, Ted Williams would have broken records he should have broken.
I guess.
But
yeah.
So anyway,
here's my point. Here's my point, and it's not my strongest point, so I don't want to belabor it. But
that's a good idea.
You're the worst.
I know.
Like you're like the anti.
Just say the thing.
You're the opposite of Batman, Britta. Okay, so so what I mean when I say like the prime acting years is like it's not necessarily an age thing, but I wonder if you sort of like start the clock at the same point with someone like Paul Newman. And what I mean by Paul Newman is someone who gained in stature as they went along. He wasn't like a young guy flash in the pan. Like it was a steady climb for him, as it was for Tom Cruise. I mean, yes, he got famous really quickly, but like it was a steady climb in terms of like his prestige. There is a point that comes when you can make whatever movie you want to make for whatever reason you want to make it. And Tom Cruise had hit that and was there for a while.
Sure.
And Paul Newman was there when he made at a similar point in his career.
Sure.
That's my point. That's my
the only thing I will say to you is when you actually look at his IMDb page, which I am right now, is 2009 is the only year he didn't make a movie. He had 2 movies in 2008, one in 07, one in 06, and then one in 2010, one in 2011, 2 in 2012, one in 2013, one in 2014. I mean, he's still making a movie a year, and that's about his pace. Like one big movie. So
so either the article had it wrong or something that could be possible is like, was one of those movies Tropic Thunder where he was in it in makeup for 5 minutes?
It was, but he made 2 movies that year. So the other one was Valkyrie, which was his big project.
Then
Tom Cruise always has a project going. Tom Cruise has made a Teflon. This has been a longer conversation about. I don't have the thing is like. I want to take Edge of Tomorrow
off my list now. I'm going to sit there and on Emily Blunt's body, I'm going to see your face. Yeah.
Could you put my face on Tom Cruise's body so that maybe I could kiss Emily Blunt once?
Phil, I'm angry with you. So
no. I see. I thought this whole conversation was that we were friends again and everybody's great.
I don't think that's.
I misread that conversation.
I feel like that's not the world we're living in.
I didn't hear it right. Okay.
No, I don't think that's the world we're living in.
Well, shucks.
So that's the end of my Fool Me Once category.
I have one movie in my What the H category. How many, Andy, do you have?
I have one. You give yours first because, or unless it's the one that you just bumped, because that's mine.
I got it right here. You ready for it?
Hit me.
Transformers. Whatever the name of it is called, Age of Extinction. I think we should hold a contest to come up with great new titles for BS Transformers movies. Transformers, Age of Extinction. Transformers, Dark Side of Tomorrow. Transformers, Escalation Point.
You know what you could do? Take other movie titles and put it after the colon. If Transformers 5 were Transformers Edge of Tomorrow, would you blink?
Nope.
No.
Transformers Oblivion.
Yes.
Transformers Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. No, well, maybe not that one. Maybe not. But I mean, most of them, yes. Most of them, yeah, absolutely.
Even other Michael Bay movies. Transformers The Island. Transformers Pain and Gain.
That's it. You got it. I love this whole idea.
This is the greatest game ever.
Here's why. Because at this point, really, here's why people are going to go see it. I've heard people say this. Yeah, but this one has dinosaurs. What? What the H?
Dinosaurs.
No, but this movie has robot dinosaurs. What? What the H?
Look, the words you're using are all proper words, but
People
they don't
say
make
that
any
to
sense
me,
together.
and what I hear is
Yes.
I don't even know what to do with that.
Yes.
I can't even what the like. I want to say that I'm interested in how they would come up with a conceit where robot dinosaurs was necessary.
Yep.
But I don't actually care about how they do it
Right.
at all.
I get it.
At all.
I get it.
Jeez, that's my answer. What the H Transformers? That's all I got. That's
And
my
mine,
list.
and mine.
June is an interesting month.
And mine, Jersey Boys.
Yeah. What
We
the
have-
H?
We have a jukebox musical, meaning they're taking existing pop songs from one band. Usually, it doesn't have to be from one band, but it often is. That fit together thematically if they're not from one band. They have, in this case, it is, as you mentioned, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, one of the greatest rock bands, pop bands of all time.
Okay.
And it is not only a jukebox musical, so like Mamma Mia uses the songs of ABBA, but it isn't they sort of superimpose.
But it's not the story of ABBA. This
Right.
is
This is the
story
story
of
of
Frankie
the-
Valli and the Four Seasons.
Yes, it's like a musical version of VH1 Behind the Music, right?
It's very interesting.
The musical is wonderful. It is excellent. Okay. It's pulling back. It's pulling in. I think the majority, if not all, of the original Broadway cast, which is great to see. A lot of them won Tonys for it. One of the characters in the story, because one of the characters apparently in the story of The Rise of the Four Seasons, was the actor Joe Pesci. He knew
right.
them. He knew them growing up, or something.
Weird.
Yes, very strange. Don't know who's playing Joe Pesci. I'm guessing it's probably not Joe Pesci.
Whoever it is, good luck.
Yeah, right. Good luck. And it is directed by Clint effing Eastwood.
The man can do whatever he wants.
The man. He is like his Bridges of Madison County co-star Meryl Streep. He can do anything.
Yeah.
He can. Who also, by the way, starred in the jukebox musical movie version of Mamma Mia.
Right.
He can
and
do anything.
it doesn't mean it's going to be good or bad. It kind of looks like he's trying to make Goodfellas when you see the preview.
Yes.
But it's about singers, not the
Not
mafia.
for nothing, but that's kind of what the show is. It's,
Oh, okay. Well,
I
then,
mean,
hey, then fair enough.
you know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to see it.
I'm
I'm going to see
opening
it
night again.
But
If
with
yes,
a big "What the H" T-shirt. On.
indeed, if What the H didn't exist, this would hands down be in my can't hardly wait category. No question. I am amped
Right.
for this movie.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Can't
And
wait.
on that note, America and Ireland, I think we are ready to say goodbye.
Yes, this has been your Second Breakfast podcast preview for June. Just get through it. There's only like 4 more months until Oscar movies come
No,
out.
but I feel like there's some good stuff coming up in July.
Oh no, I agree.
Me too.
I agree. I agree. There's good
This
stuff.
is a pretty
everywhere.
weak. This is a pretty weak June. I'm not going to lie to you.
Agreed. But just
At least in terms of my hopes.
keep turning the pages, man. Soon it'll be July and August, and then we're getting
That's what
stuff
I do.
like Guardians of the
Okay.
Galaxy and other fun stuff. So yeah,
Can't wait for that.
can't hardly wait. All right, folks. Thanks so much. If you would like to engage with us, and we hope that you do, like us on Facebook. Email us questions or comments to secondbreakfastpodcast@gmail.com, or follow us on Twitter at 2ndbkfst. And that'll do it for this installment of Second Breakfast. For Phil Duvall, I'm Andy Roth. See you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye now.